Hey, everybody. I hope you can hear me. I'm not certain if you can, but um, it doesn't really matter if anybody's in here yet or not. I just wanted to go live. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit about the video that I saw, these videos that I mentioned this morning. So I see some people are coming in. That's cool. This is my first time going live on my phone. I tried it on my computer before and it really didn't work out. And I'm just laying in bed. I got the thing up to the ceiling because I am not about to sit here and show my face. I'm not ready for that yet. Eventually, I think I will. But the way the YouTube streets are now, I don't even know why anybody would want to show their identity. All the mess that's been going on YouTube, I pay attention to it. I really don't offer anything about it. I mean, Tasha K and, Sweet Ma is not the only beef on YouTube. There's a lot of craziness going on right now. And I just don't want to even really get into it because there's so many people involved in this new YouTube beef that it's just not worth it. But there's a new YouTube beef, surprisingly enough. And that's what actually I was going to talk about the videos. That's why I wanted to go live tonight. Because I mentioned earlier that I watched Daytime Teatime and the videos that she put out on the Savage family. Now, if you don't remember, Tim Savage and his wife, they are the parents of Joycelyn Savage. That's the young lady that is with R. Kelly right now. And Daytime Teatime put out some information. She put out basically this audio recording of Tim Savage. And basically, he was saying how Faith Rogers, who was another girl that was on the Surviving R. Kelly documentary, he basically was calling her a bitch. He said that she was a liar and that, she wasn't to be believed. It was all kinds of craziness on that video. And so later on, Toxsique Diamond did an interview with Tim Savage and his publicist. Now, I don't understand for the life of me why Tim Savage has a publicist. I don't get that at all. I don't understand it one bit. But yeah, anyway, I'm trying to see. I don't really. Oh, hey, everybody. Breathable Stroke. That's a cute name. Stacy Sweets. Hey. Oh, who beefing? Okay. So do you guys know Daytime Teatime? She's like, her name has come up a lot because she's friends with Tasha K. And Toxic Diamond. Now, I really hadn't even watched her before. I've seen her name come up several times, but I've never watched her before until today. So anyway, just to kind of recap, if you're just coming in, Daytime Teatime did this video where she basically put Tim Savage, that's Joycelyn Savage's father, on blast. And if you haven't watched it, you really, really got to watch it. Because basically what happened is it just it already kind of confirmed what I already thought about this whole R. Kelly stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not a fan of, I'm not taking up for R. Kelly. I always thought that, the man probably should have been gone a long time ago, but he is ill. He's sick. He's twisted and he should have been out of here a long time ago. But that does not, in my opinion, take away from the fact that some of these parents willingly allowed their daughters to be a part of what R. Kelly was about as long as the money was coming in. And when the money stopped, I feel like, now they want to start complaining. So Tim Savage has always struck me as a guy that was out for fame. From the moment that we even knew who he was, he always struck me as this parent that was not as strong-willed and willing to get their, he didn't do what, what's her name's, Dominique's mom did. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like he was that strong and forceful with getting his daughter back. But I was still a little confused about everything that was going on between them. So when Daytime Teatime put this video out yesterday, which, like I said, if you haven't watched it, please watch it, because she got him on recording, basically calling Faith Rogers all kinds of fake. She fake, her mama fake. He also kind of mentioned the fact that a lot of the girls that were in the R. Kelly video, they weren't telling the truth. Everybody was not telling the truth in the documentary. And he even went as far to say that the reason why they couldn't do anything about that is because they had already made the documentary and they didn't have all that money to edit all those parts out. So a lot of those girls, he alleges, were lying in the documentary. So anyway, Daytime Teatime put that out, and then Toxsique Diamond went ahead and did her own interview with Joycelyn Savage's father and his publicist. Now, I'm still a little bit confused as to why Tim Savage needs a publicist. Now, do anybody understand that? Like, I hope I'm not alone in this. Like I said, I don't want nobody coming on here thinking that I'm taking up for R. Kelly in any kind of way, but I'm just kind of, I'm confused with that. I really am. I'm really, really confused with this whole idea of a so-called victim's father needing a publicist. What does he need a publicist for? What exactly does he do that he needs a publicist? So Toxsique Diamond, after interviewing Tim Savage, she never asked him any kind of questions about why he said Faith was a bitch and why she was a liar. She never asked him any questions about what he said on that recording. It was a woman that he was talking to on this recording that he was clearly flirting with. Now, Daytime Teatime did something that I didn't particularly like. So eventually, Daytime Teatime did another video in which she went live. I've never actually seen her before, but this is the first time I ever saw her. So she went live and she talked about how Tim Savage is threatening to sue her. And one of the reasons why I think he's threatening to sue her. Oh, yeah. Yep. He made a whole Yep. Did you see that his daughter? Yeah, his daughter made a whole diss video about R. Kelly. You guys remember that? Her name is Jay Savage. She's on Instagram. I follow her. So what Daytime Teatime did is, which I actually don't like what she did, is she reached out to Jay Savage. That's the younger sister of Joycelyn Savage. And she basically said, hey, I got your father on recording flirting with another woman. Now, I didn't like that. I don't think that she should have reached out to the daughter. I didn't really particularly care for that. Now, if she was trying to get to Tim Savage, she should have just, tried to keep contacting but I didn't think her telling his youngest daughter that your dad is on recording flirting with another woman, I just felt that was a little foul. But, this is a woman who considers Tasha K a friend. And I'm just saying that they just have their techniques. So that's something that Tasha K would do. Tasha K would pull a move like what Daytime Teatime did by going after the daughter. The daughter, I don't know her age exactly, but I just didn't like that idea that she went after her. So naturally, the father got upset that Daytime Teatime reached out to his youngest daughter and he threatened to, sue her. And so that's how all that came about. So Toxsique Diamond made a live video in which she was going after. So, she drug Daytime Teatime. I really don't understand why she did that, because I really feel like Toxsique Diamond kind of let the Savages off the hook. I think she's gotten really, really close to them. And when you get really, really close to somebody like that, you become like biased toward them. She pretty much didn't ask him any kind of questions about why he was sitting here flirting with this woman on the video. Like I said, some of you guys won't even understand what I'm talking about if you haven't watched the videos. I hope you guys have watched. Let me know if you've watched the videos. Have you watched them? Let me know if you watched the videos, because that's what I was talking about today. When I put out a video earlier, I was just talking about that. It's a whole mess. It's just funny to me how we've gone from all these other beefs to now Toxsique Diamond and Daytime Teatime, who for the most part are very quiet and they kind of mind their business. Now they're fighting with each other. Now they're fighting. So that's That's just funny. But I ain't gonna spend forever talking about that. I just thought it was kind of funny. I have a little bit of a problem. Now, don't beat me up about this, but I do have a little bit of an issue when people that are victims, because I do believe in, I don't believe in victim shaming, and I'm not trying to victim shame any of these women, right? They have their own stories to tell. That is their story to tell. But I do have a little bit of a problem when so-called the victims, take money over getting real justice for themselves. I never even understood why when, a long time with the whole Aaliyah thing, why her parents didn't press charges against a man who married their 15-year-old daughter. It never made sense to me. They could have had him arrested, and they didn't. They did not. And I never understood that. See, I was in college when this whole thing came about with Aaliyah. It was all over. Some of you probably weren't even born yet, but I was in college when he married Aaliyah. And I remember how big of a story that had become. And a lot of us never understood why her parents never had him arrested. It just never made sense to us. And so if this is a man who is a molester, he clearly was a pedophile. He clearly did statutory rape with Aaliyah, is considered statutory rape. Why he wasn't arrested then? And so if every person that has had a relationship where they were underage was with him and they never pressed charges against him, but they took money instead, sometimes it's just hard for me personally to, you guys understand what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to get here. It's like if it was anybody else on the street, just any random guy on the street who did the same exact thing, he would be put in jail, which he should be. Right? If you were messing with an underage girl, you were a 27-year-old dude and she's 15, and the parents find out, you going to jail. But they chose money over that. Now, who am I to judge these women and say, some of these women came from very poor backgrounds, so they didn't have a lot of money. So if somebody offers you a $250,000 check to make it go away, to be quiet and not to say anything else, a lot of people probably would take that. But for me, is now you can't just come back 20 years later and now want justice when you took the check. That's my only issue. That's all I'm saying. That's my only issue with it. And I wish that, I wish these women the best. I hope that they get the closure that they're looking for in this whole R. Kelly situation. I don't necessarily care for all the fake outrage going on with the music industry when they've always known that R. Kelly has always been here. He's always done what he's done, and everybody looked the other way, and they were perfectly okay looking the other way as long as he was making them money. And now that everybody wants to be mad about it, now they want to come out and say, oh, I'm no longer going to, play his songs. I'm no longer going to perform his songs. I don't know him. That bothers me. And heaven forbid you should have an opinion. You see, last week, Erykah Badu got eaten alive for having an opinion. The Brat got eaten alive for having an opinion. Even if I don't agree with their opinions, they are entitled to that opinion. That's all I'm saying. I don't agree with their opinions, but they are entitled to that. They are entitled to that. I don't think that we should cancel people every time they have a different opinion than us. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm just looking at you're right. Yep. B Flower, Stacey Sweets, the parents already knew. You are right. They did. That's the problem. That's the problem with them. A lot of these parents knew. That's why I don't trust Toxsique Diamond's interview with Tim Savage. She's talking to them in a way that I feel like she's not really getting any answers out of them. She's not really asking the tough questions. She's not even asking, questions about like why he's saying what he's saying. Now, supposedly this woman that Tim Savage technically was having like an affair with, or he was flirting with. He said that he was flirting with this woman. I think her name is Cash or something. Anyway, he said he was flirting with this woman to get information about his daughter. Okay. The woman said that she was about to take a shower if you watch the videos. And he was like, oh, I should stay on the phone. Oh, I should stay on the phone. And that was on recording. They got all of that. Now, Teatime said that she also got recording of him asking her if she squirts. Now, I don't know if that's true. That's allegedly. I don't know if it's true. But that's what Teatime said. But Toxsique Diamond never really followed up on those questions as to why he was flirting with that woman. He said he was flirting with the woman to get information because this woman is supposedly a mole. Like, she works for R. Kelly, but she also is trying to help the Savages. And I don't know. It's a whole big mess. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm not going to spend too much more time on that. Anyway, I'm going to move on. Did y'all see this whole thing blow up today on the internet between Terry Crews and D.L. Hughley? So I guess D.L. Hughley did a Vlad interview. It was a long time ago. I don't even know how it came up, but this is not a new interview from D.L. Hughley. Anyway, D.L. Hughley did this. I'm just reading y'all stuff. I'm sorry. I just stopped. Yeah, it's a stage interview. You are so right. It was staged. Yes. I'm dealing with, yep. Hey, y'all, too blessed to be stressed. I like that name. Darlene Harris. Hey, Funkify 89. I like that. I like that name. JN, I don't buy that. I think he was dealing with her. However, I think there are truths and lies. You're right. It's truth and lies in all of it. It really is. And I think time will tell. Time will tell. I'm sorry I got off. I just want to see everybody because this is my first time. This is my first time ever really going live and understanding it. I tried it on my computer a few weeks ago and I didn't get it. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do it on my phone. Hey, Kia. Tynikia, hey. I hope I didn't say your name wrong. Tynikia. That's what it looks like. Tynikia. I don't know. But that's a cute name. But yeah. Anyway, I was going to move off on the whole R. Kelly stuff. I'll come back to it if something else come on. But anyway, so D.L. Hughley and Terry Crews. Remember Terry Crews from Everybody Hates Chris and all those other movies he did? Well, D.L. Hughley and Terry Crews got into it today. Basically, D.L. Hughley did this interview a long time ago with Vlad TV, in which he said he didn't understand why Terry Crews did not just haul off and smack the shit out of this white dude who grabbed his nuts. You know, you guys know the story. Do you know the story I'm talking about where Terry Crews, became a part of the Me Too movement? He said that he was groped by this white guy, this white executive, this white producer, some kind of white guy. He was with his wife at this big fancy party. And this white guy basically came and grabbed his nuts. He literally grabbed his nuts. And he said he didn't do anything. He could have hit him, but he didn't hit him. And his wife said he did the right thing. And so D.L. Hughley basically said, dude, you got muscles. Why didn't you use them? And so they went back and forth online today. And Terry Crews basically said to D.L. Hughley, what if I slapped the shit out of you? In which D.L. Hughley didn't say nothing else. Now, a lot of people were taking Terry Crews' side. Because remember, a couple of weeks ago, Terry Crews said that out of all the support he's ever gotten, he got the most support from Black women because Black women have been supportive to him more than any other group. Black men just think that he's a pussy, that they think that he's weak. They think, and Black women have been supporting him. Now, I did a little digging today and I saw that the reason why this whole thing came up is because Terry Crews was actually supporting this other woman named Gina Rodriguez. Now, if y'all don't know who Gina Rodriguez is, like she's this actress and she basically had made a bit of a funk a few days ago when she was talking about how she don't see no Latinas, no Hispanic women in no movies. And so Terry Crews was taking up for her. Terry Crews was caping for this Hispanic chick named Gina. And so when they started dragging Terry Crews, he pivoted onto this whole stuff about the Me Too movement and how he got touched. And then I guess somehow D.L. Hughley got involved in it. And then they was going back and forth. And Terry Crews basically said he'd slap the shit out of him. He'd slap him. And so D.L. Hughley has been getting dragged pretty much all day. And I'm just wondering, what do y'all think? Now, a lot of people ain't going to like what I'm about to say. A part of me, on one hand, I understand if that happened to him at a party and he probably just was in shock and he didn't know what to do. So if somebody gropes you or touches you and you're not expecting it, you never really know how you're going to react. In his case, he didn't do anything, right? Now, everybody's saying that was the right thing to do because remember, Terry Crews is a big old black man. And had he hauled off and punched this dude, Terry Crews felt like, he would have been arrested. He could have lost his career, everything like that. But then there's a part of me that said, well, hell, a few years, remember when Will Smith, somebody came up, I think it was a photographer came up and kissed Will Smith in the mouth and he slapped the shit out of him. Do you guys remember that? Now, Will Smith, he slapped the entire dog shit out of this dude who came up and tried to kiss him in his mouth. Nothing happened. Nothing came of it. Terry Crews got basically, dude grabbed his balls and his penis, and he decided to do nothing at the moment. But then, of course, when the Me Too movement came about, Terry Crews told his story. Now, I don't ever want to be the type of person that think that black men shouldn't be able to, express themselves. I never want to be that person because this is what happens when stuff like this come about, right? Victims don't want to say nothing because they get dogged for it. And especially a man, especially a black man. However, it is interesting to me that Terry Crews had all the smoke for D.L. Hughley today. He basically said he slapped the shit out of him. All right. But he didn't have all the smoke for that white man that evening who groped him. Now, like I said, I'm just kind of a little torn on that whole situation. I really am. Because I just feel like, Will Smith slapped the shit out of that dude who tried to kiss him in the mouth. Now, he tried to kiss him in his mouth. So if a dude tried to grab you by the balls, you would think the first reaction you would have would be to just hit him, but he didn't. Because let's be clear, you know how this whole Hollywood thing works. A lot of times they do let stuff slide. They let things go. They don't say anything. And they know shit be going. Hollywood's a freaky place. And so a part of me, while I feel for Terry Crews, and I feel that in that moment, he didn't probably know what to do because he was afraid of losing his career because he has a family. I just don't feel like now you want to have all the smoke for D.L. Hughley, who just voiced an opinion about what you should have done. A lot of people had an opinion about what Terry Crews should have done, but he didn't threaten to beat the shit out of them. So I just found that interesting. I don't understand it all the time. I just think that if he had that kind of energy for D.L. Hughley, he definitely could have had that same kind of energy for that white dude. But, who am I to say, what we would do in a moment? Now, I did think to myself, what if in that moment that man groped his wife, what would he have done? Wouldn't it have been the same thing? Now, had he hauled off and hit this man, because he would have every right to hit this man if this man touched it. Say this white producer, same guy, grabbed his woman's ass, grabbed his wife's ass. Wouldn't he have hit him then? I mean, would he have been afraid of losing his career then? Or would it have mattered? So I think that's what I think D.L. Hughley was trying to say. Like, in that moment, dude, this man violated you. When he violated you, he violated your wife he did this in front of this man's wife. And he had to show restraint. And part of me feel like that's just basic buck breaking and what they used to do a long time ago with the slaves. Basic buck breaking, where they would just humiliate this black man in front of his family. And that's pretty much what happened. So I hope that him and DL can work it out. I don't like to see those two guys fighting. You know, as like I didn't see. I was actually Team DL on this one, and I'm sorry, but I was. I just felt a type of way that Terry Crews felt all that energy for DL, but not for the white guy. That just kind of bothered me a little bit. So that's all. That just bothered me. Anyway. So one touched me and my brother went, you know. See, that's what I'm saying. B-Flower, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. It's just a part of me that feel like, you know, this Me Too movement, as much as I understand the whole point of it, it has just gotten a bit out of hand, in my opinion. It has just gotten a bit out of hand. Like it really has. Like now, everything, it's almost to the point now where men are truly afraid to even say hi to a woman on the street without feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm harassing her. Now, there are a lot of things that happen behind the scenes. There really are. And there's a lot of, you know, men taking advantage of women in different positions when they are in these powerful positions. And I'll probably do another video on this another time, because it is a little, my ideas, I'm not a feminist. I'm just going to let you know that I'm one of them people that's just like, when I see feminists and I be seeing all these, like, they be rallying and all that just irks my spirit. I can't stand any of that. I don't like feminism. I mean, I'm not no old traditional type of person, but I just don't like all that stuff. I'm not big on that, because I just feel like feminists have a way of bringing or reeling Black women in, and then they will reel all our Black women in and get them rallying for them, but they never want to take up Black women issues until it ends up on Lifetime, right? Until it ends up on a white channel. Then it's okay to talk about Black women when it ends up on Lifetime, but you haven't been interested in Black women issues for a long time. So that's why I don't like all that feminism stuff. That's just not my thing. But what else? Oh, did you guys see that Eve apologized to Chris Brown for running her mouth too fast? She did to me, it really wasn't an apology. She was just trying to clean it up. You know, the whole thing about Chris Brown, he got arrested in Paris last week and for being accused of rape. Again, he didn't do it. And in my opinion, whoever this woman is should be arrested. I think that when you falsely accuse people of stuff like that, you definitely need to be charged for stuff. But anyway, Eve went on her show, The Talk, on CBS, and she basically just started running off at the mouth without knowing what she was talking about. And then then she decided, when she started getting dragged, then she tried to clean it up and go on social media and basically try to apologize. I feel that Eve needs to go back on her show, and think she needs to apologize to Chris Brown on her show. Don't try to do it on social media. Do it in front of that white audience that you had. You know, I love the glow up that Eve has had for the last several years, but she's changed way too much. I mean, I was with Eve. I loved Eve when Eve was with Rough Riders. Who remembers Rough Riders? I was rocking with Eve when Eve was a part of the Rough Riders. And so, like I said, I don't mind that she's glowed up. She got a billionaire husband and stuff, but she has changed so much that I like her. I don't even watch The Talk. I think it's boring. I don't like it. But the fact that she went on there and basically dogged this man without knowing all the information, yet her apology was on social media, where I feel like she needs to go back on her show and apologize to that man. She really do. Because that wasn't right. He didn't do anything. You know, to be falsely accused of something like that as a man, I can't imagine how scared anybody must be to be accused of something that they didn't do. And especially in a different country. So the fact that somebody accused him of something so heinous and he didn't do it, she needs to be arrested. People need to be arrested when they falsely accuse people. That's just how I feel. What else is going on before I get off here? What else is going on? I just volunteered. Oh, okay. You volunteered at the Women's March. Was it some Black women there, Stacey Sweets? I don't mind the women. I just don't like. Listen. The women's marches are important. I just have an issue when Black women get caught up in white women's, like, they never seem to take on the things that we're going through in our communities, but they always want to pull us in to what's going on with them. I've always, when the Me Too movement came about, sometimes I'd be on my conspiracy shit sometimes. And when all these white men was just getting taking out their jobs, you had all these dudes just going down. Everybody was getting fired when the Me Too movement was just sweeping through, and they was getting everybody. In my mind, I was like, this is just a conspiracy fault, because guess who's going to take over those jobs? White women. White women going to take over those jobs. So I think that the worst of the Me Too movement is over. Like, they really got a whole lot of people out of here from the Me Too movement. And I bet you any kind of money, a bunch of white women took all those positions. And that was, to me, that was always been the plan. It's always, and how did Black women benefit from it? That's all I ever wanted to know. How did Black women benefit from the Me Too movement? How? I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. Oh, Jay, and you say you're a feminist to a fault. I understand that, though. I get it. Please don't misunderstand me. I believe in women's issues, but I specifically look at the plight of Black women. I'm just going to go back to R. Kelly for a minute. I don't really want to keep talking about him, but let me go back to R. Kelly for a second. R. Kelly has pretty much walked around unscathed. Now, okay, everybody knew about R. Kelly, right? But imagine this whole scenario with R. Kelly back in 1995 or 96 when he married Aaliyah. Now, imagine every last one of these women were white. Do you honestly think R. Kelly would still be walking around? The reason why R. Kelly has walked around for as long as he has is because these women were Black. These were Black women, and don't nobody care about Black women like that. They think that we're over hypersexual, and, for the most part, they think we fast. And that's just the way it goes. If R. Kelly had done any of the things that he so-called did, or he has done, I'm not going to say so-called, but that he's done, including pissing on a child, which the video is there, and that was a white girl on that video, R. Kelly would have been in jail a long time ago. But the truth of the matter is, society doesn't care about Black women that way. Now, Lifetime has decided that they're interested in Black women's stories. I'm going to see if they continue this. Now, what I would love to be able to see is that they continue with this. I would love to see them pay more attention to sex trafficking. Amongst a lot of Black women are sex trafficked. A lot of young girls are coming up missing. I can't tell you, there has not been a day on Facebook that I haven't seen a missing child come up on my timeline. A Black kid, a Black girl, around 15 to 16, even if she is a runaway. We still, there's a girl that lived in I used to live in Chicago. This woman that was a mailman, she was a postal worker, pregnant postal worker. She still has not been found, and she has been missing for a while. And you don't see that kind of stuff on TV anymore. You don't see that kind of stuff on Good Morning America. They do all kinds of stuff on white girls that come up missing, and they don't do that for Black girls. So I'll really be convinced that Lifetime cares about Black women when it's just not about like superstars like R. Kelly. It's just everyday Black women that are coming up missing. Then I'll start to really believe that they care. And maybe I'll get on with the feminist movement and maybe I'll buy into it. But for now, I'm just not convinced and I don't believe any of it. I just think that, you know, he was just, you know, the flavor of the month, right? They had enough people, you know, gathered to do a docuseries on him. And, you know, it worked. It worked. You know, the man is sick. He really is. He definitely needs help. And I definitely feel like he needs to pay for his transgressions. The problem is that I think it's too tainted now. If you ask me personally, I don't think R. Kelly's going to do a day in jail. Now, that's just my personal opinion. I don't think R. Kelly's going to do a day in jail because, for one, the age of consent in Illinois is 17 years old. Now, based on what I have seen with the different women that he has been with, even the younger ones, if their parents or they signed away something saying, you know, I'll take money, I will sign an NDA, I will sign some kind of, you know, I just think that their hands are tied. They can't get him on that. So right now, what they're doing, my cousin told me, is right now they're going after his studio. The studio that he has, they have a lot of code violations at his studio. It's not supposed to be what they call residential. Like he can't live there. So they've been going after him with a lot of code violations. So more than likely, they will get him on that. That they can do. He'll probably be forced to either modify his studio back to a regular studio because he's kind of in one of those industrial areas, or he'll have to leave the studio. He won't be able to be there anymore. And if people aren't going to see him like they were seeing him, maybe the money will just get cut out. His money will dry up at some point. And, you know, I think that's how they're going to get him. But as far as R. Kelly doing jail time, me personally, I don't think he's going to see jail. I just don't. I just think that it's too convoluted at this point and that a lot of people took money instead of calling the police. That's just me. That's my opinion. I know a lot of people don't feel that way. A lot of people don't agree, but I think that they could have called the police. They took the money and it's tricky. It's just tricky. Now, and he's gotten smarter about not technically dating underage girls. Like he'll get them at 18, he'll get them at 17. And like I said, he's in Illinois and the age of consent in Illinois right now is 17. So he's gotten smart about it. But as far as his money, I think it's going to dry up eventually. I really do. And that's that. I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, listening to me rant on about all this different stuff. Have you guys been watching all this YouTube beef between all these different YouTubers? Do y'all pay attention to all that? I can't keep up. I've tried. I watch a few of the YouTubers. I watch Sean Bradley. Who else I watch? Who else? S. Hutchinson. I watch Nayrab. I watch a lot of them, but I never am able to keep up with what's going on because a lot of folks seem to be fighting and beefing right now. And it's just too in the mix, too many, like, it's just too much going on for me to even understand who fighting whom at this point. So I just decided to just, I don't have to do with that. I don't. I want to stick to the simple beefs when it's just like one person against another person. You know, I'm there for that. I like to watch a little bit of that. But when it's like, it's about 15 YouTubers right now beefing with one another. I don't understand it. I don't know how I get like that. I have never imagined myself like beefing with people that I've never met in my life. I never imagined that would ever happen to me personally, but I don't know how. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. Y'all got to help me. Y'all got to help me out. What you say, JN? There's an FBI investigation with him flying out Azriel to Arizona as a minor. Oh, okay. Thank you. I didn't know that. I didn't know. Well, that's the thing. Okay, so he flew out Azriel to Arizona as a minor. Wasn't the sister supposed to be with her? Remember that in the docu? Wasn't the sister supposedly her like chaperone while she was a minor? That's what I thought. Is that right? Wait, Tasha K and Lovely T, the only ones. Right, Tasha K and Lovely T. That was the simple beat, though. Stacey Sweets, that was the simple one. It ain't simple like that no more. That was easy. Now they going. I mean, it's so many YouTubers fighting right now. They are really going in. No, that's the simple one. Tasha K and Lovely T, girl. That's old news now. That's old news, girl. Excuse me. It was it's too many YouTubers to name, but it's a bunch. I mean, man, it's so many YouTubers fighting right now. I can't keep up with all of it. I don't know. It's hard to keep up. A lot of times I just like, you know what? I won't even watch those. A lot of times I just watch like Impressive. I like her videos. I like Lovey Lee. I like who else? I like Lovely. I still like Lovely T. I still watch Lovely T. And I ain't gonna sit here and pretend that I don't watch Tasha K. But I gotta admit, these last few Tasha K videos have been blah. Like she just not. I don't like her as much now that she don't go live. Like Tasha K was much more lively when she actually went live. And I know she's pregnant now and she can't do all that, but I don't enjoy her videos no more. I don't know. It ain't got that special thing that Tasha K, as much as problematic as Tasha K can be, and she really is problematic, and she messy, and she cutthroat. But I ain't gonna sit here and pretend that I've never enjoyed her videos at one point or another. You know, she started to change with the whole Cardi B thing. Like Tasha K her head got out of control. She got crazy. But her last couple of videos, I just been like, ooh, that ain't, Oh, and that's another thing. When Daytime Teatime did her live video, she said that Tim Savage wanted to do the interview with Tasha K. And Tasha K didn't want nothing to do with it. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, that's bullshit. Now, you know goddamn well Tasha K is not going to turn down no interview with Tim Savage. Anything that got to do with R. Kelly, Tasha K is not going to turn down an interview. So I didn't believe that. That sounded suspect to me. I think she was just probably just downplaying it because Daytime Teatime is her friend and she didn't really want to take the interview from Daytime Teatime if she was able to get the interview. But ain't no way in the world Tasha K gonna turn down no interview. She ain't doing that. That I didn't believe that. That sounded like a lie to me, a whole lie. Tasha K she is cutthroat when it comes to interviews. All kinds of mess. She always on somebody's thing or somebody's DM talking about. Matter of fact, I don't know if y'all saw the other day when Shekinah and Super and all of them was going in and going at it. Tasha K was trying to get an interview with the girl that had her hair done. So, you know, when I saw that Daytime Teatime said that Tasha K didn't want the interview, I'm just sitting there looking like, okay, girl, you know that's a goddamn lie. That ain't true. Tasha K will take any interview. Tasha K lives for this kind of shit. And she is not going to turn down no interview with no goddamn Tim Savage. If she can catch him up in a lie, she will do it. So that was some bull. Tasha can't go. Oh, is that what it is? Tasha K. I'm just saying you said Tasha can't go live anymore. Oh, okay. See, I kept hearing that. I kept hearing that Tasha K couldn't go live anymore. And then she claimed that's a lie that she could. So I wasn't sure. I didn't know. Okay, so that's what it is. But she been saying that she can't go live. She's just not doing any more live videos because she said because of her pregnancy. I was kind of suspicious of that because she's still very early into her pregnancy. So it just seemed a little odd that she couldn't go live anymore. But I was like, you know what? Who am I to say? I don't know what her doctor told her she couldn't do or she could do. And I didn't understand what going live, how that would be harmful to her. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get that, but y'all said that she can't go live no more. Okay, well, all right. Okay. All right. Impressive is good. Yeah, she is really good. What I love about Impressive, she does a lot of really good like videos about different like musicians. She did a really good one on B2K. It's like a two-parter. If you haven't seen the one on B2K from Impressive channel, go watch that. That was really, really good. I stayed up one night a few nights ago because I wasn't feeling. I just stayed up and I was just watching all her videos. She did one on Destiny's Child. It's old. It's like maybe a year old. She did one on Maya. I think she did something on Keisha Cole. Like she really does a lot of different videos on like musicians, like, you know, these singers and these, groups. I love her. I love that about her. She really is good at that. She's really, really good. So shout out to Impressive. She's really good. I like that. Check her out. The B2K one is really, really good because it started talking about Chris Stokes. Now, if you think R. Kelly is bad, Chris Stokes, that's another pedophile. Okay. Chris Stokes pretty much molested all them boys in B2K, allegedly. I'll just say allegedly. I don't want to get in trouble. And Marcus Houston. Remember Marcus Houston from Immature? Like he was molesting all those boys. Raz B told that a long time ago. And a lot of people ignored Raz B and basically was calling him crazy, including Omarion was basically saying that was something wrong with Raz B. But Raz B spilled the beans a long time ago about Chris Stokes. So I never really understood why Chris Stokes didn't get the same kind of heat that R. Kelly getting. They both in the same boat. They both pedophiles. Chris Stokes was basically molesting all those boys in B2K. And for the life of me, I never understood how that didn't become a bigger story. Batman better stay. Yes, go watch Impressive. You got to go watch the videos on Impressive. She's like, they got it's a part 1 and a part 2 of B2K. And she gets into the whole thing about how they broke up and how Raz B talked about how Chris Stokes molested those boys and how those boys acted like, Omarion, they separated themselves from Raz B and was basically saying he was crazy. But it came out later that, in fact, Chris Stokes, did molest those boys. It just, I don't know. Y'all should watch it. Watch it for yourself. I don't want to tell you all of it. Watch it. It's interesting. But how Chris Stokes is still walking around here producing and stuff, I'll never understand it. But that's just Hollywood for you. It's a whole lot of pedophiles in Hollywood. They all nasty. They all nasty. All of them. They're nasty. What you saying? People didn't believe them. And they said, yep. Black Pixie says R. Kelly has no victims. I mean, some people said they're victims. Some people, I don't want to be a victim shamer. I don't want to say that. I don't really want to be that person. I do question some of the women. Now, I think you can be manipulated at any age. You can be manipulated at 15. You can be manipulated at 80. Why do you think a lot of old people get taken advantage of and get their money taken from them? People to manipulate people at any age. However, I didn't have I'm sorry, y'all. I'll be jumping all over the place when I see like somebody comment on here and I saw a comment. However, when the 30-something-year-old women was R. Kelly and they was talking about how they went to, I don't feel sorry for them. I'm sorry. In my opinion, they're not victims. It's hard for me to look at those women and say they victims. Both of these women actually had children. Okay. And anytime a woman will leave their flesh and blood to go and live with R. Kelly or go and follow R. Kelly around the country, I have to question you. And I got to question your motives. Now, I don't consider those ladies victims because, in my opinion, when they got good and tired and got sick and tired of R. Kelly, they said they left. So I don't really know how much of it, if you can leave, if you can just literally open the door and walk out, I don't necessarily know if that's a victim. Now, that's just me. That's how I feel. The Kitty Jones and Asante, I don't really know how much victims they are. Matter of fact, Toxic Diamond, let me go back to her for a second, y'all. Toxic Diamond did a video tonight talking to Asante McGee's ex-husband, who said that Asante left her daughter and her man to go be with R. Kelly. Now, I don't know if that's true. She did a video with him interviewing the man. If y'all want to go check it out, go check it out. I love being able to tell y'all to go and see other YouTubers that I like to watch. I think that, it ain't always about beef. I don't always want to send y'all to people that's fighting with each other and stuff like that, or talk about people that's fighting. It really is a decent interview. So, and it would be up to you to decide if you believe the ex-husband or not. But he did say that Asante McGee left her daughter and him to go be with R. Kelly. And I know for a fact that Kitty Jones left her child to go and run across the country with R. Kelly. So those women, victims, that's up to y'all to decide. I don't really think they victims. I don't. I got a chance to read Geronda's book. Geronda put out a book about her experiences with R. Kelly. And it's a decent read. It's a decent read if she was actually giving it away free. So if you go and follow Geronda, I think her name is Geronda for Pace on Instagram. She was actually giving it away. So if you DM her, she will send you the link. If you DM her and send her your email, she will actually send you a free e-copy of the book. That's all I just downloaded it on my phone. And while my kid was at basketball practice, I sat there and read it. It was an easy read, believe it or not. She didn't have, I don't really want to talk about people like this. I don't, but Geronda didn't have an editor or a proofreader because there's a lot of misspellings in it, and it's just one big old long run-on sentence. The book is like literally one big run-on sentence. I kid you not. I'm just being for real. So it was really an easy read. It was honestly like a sixth grader wrote it. It really is. But it was a good read. It was some freaky stuff. R. Kelly is in some really freaky shit. Now, I would love to be able to send, if I can, what I'll do is I will, after this live video, I'll probably do it. I will put my email address on this. And if you guys send me your email address, I'll see if I can link the PDF file and send it to you. I don't know if I can, but I do have the PDF on my phone. And so I can see if I can actually email it to you. So if you send me your email address, don't do it on the live, but send it to me at what's TSIS. This is all WHATTEASIS 98 at gmail.com. If you send me your email address, I will see if I can send you the PDF file. It's a big file. It's a huge, huge, huge file. I think the book is like, it's a lot of pages. So if you send me your email address, I'm going to see if I can actually send it to you. I will definitely try because it's worth the read. If you just if you can get over the fact that it is written very simply and you can get over all the misspelled words and all that stuff like that, but and get over the fact, just look over that for the fact that she did a lot of freaky shit with R. Kelly, like a lot of freaky shit with R. Kelly. It's worth reading. And you will just sit there and read it. Like I read it in one night. I kid you not, I read it in one night. So don't forget, if you want me to send it to you, I'm going to try. I can't promise that it will send because it is a big file, but I will definitely try to send it to you. If you send me your email address to my email address that I just said, what's tsis98 at gmail.com, I will try to send that PDF file to you of Geronda's book because it's freaky. And if y'all like that kind of stuff, you definitely gonna like this book. Now, is everything in there true? I don't know. It's Geronda's story. You remember, she's the one that was with R. Kelly, and she was hanging out at the courthouse with him when she was a little girl, and she told him that she was older than what she is. Well, Geronda did a lot of freaky shit with R. Kelly. And I don't know if it's true, but it sounds believable to me. So I would definitely let y'all read it if you send me your email address, and I can send it to you. Anyway, I'm going to go for tonight. I loved hanging out with y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with me on my first little live. I don't know what I barely know what I'm doing. But, oh, okay. Black Piece Savage trying to force his door. Yep. Okay, well, it was nice hanging out with y'all this evening. Thank you for dealing with me tonight on my first live. I didn't know what I was doing, but I see everybody's comment. Thank you for hanging out. And I won't be all over the place next time. I'll kind of have something to let it flow a little bit better. But I love the fact that you guys hung out with me tonight. And oh, good night. Have a blessed Monday to you. Thank you, Black Pixie. Thank you. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good day. It's going to be snowing here tomorrow. I'm hoping for a snow day, but I don't know. I'm hoping that I don't have to go in tomorrow. We'll see. But in my line of work, I know the classic signs. Oh, okay. All right. All righty. All right, y'all. Good night, everybody. Good night.